Jiawen, thank you for your question. So, hello, Jiawen. I have a general understanding of the concept of emptiness, but I saw a post from someone before who said that even the Buddha is empty, even the Dharma is empty. Is this true or false? And how is it they are empty if the Dharma and Buddha is unchanging? Very good question, Jiawen. And I was hoping someone would ask that. Actually, I was going to also talk about it, but then I forgot. And thankfully, you asked that. Yes, even the Dharma is empty. Even the Buddha, it's actually true. What you're saying is true. But if we were to say that, it can also freak out a lot of people. So at the beginning, the Buddha did not say that. Okay, the Buddha said, all conditioned phenomena are illusions. Buddha nature is permanent. At the beginning, the Buddha also used skillful means to use the language in a way like a duality. Buddha nature is permanent. It's fixed, unchanging. All this. This is really also to help people to understand better. But when one truly realizes this, when one is a Buddha, when one is at the level of the Buddha, then there is no more identification, no more attachment to even the concept of emptiness or not emptiness. So actually, the Buddha is neither empty nor non-empty. The Dharma is also neither empty nor non-empty. So Dharma is also a way of convenience. All talks by the Buddha is a way of convenience. All my talks are also a way of convenience. Truth cannot be spoken of. For someone who is attached to emptiness, then the Buddha will tell you it's not empty. For someone who is attached to permanent, the Buddha will tell you about impermanent. In the end, it's really to try to make us to be detached from all concepts, including the concept of Dharma, the concept of Buddha, the concept of Buddha nature. So Dharma is a tool, Buddha Dharma, it's a tool to help us to arrive on the other shore. The metaphor in the Diamond Sutra is also saying, the Buddha said, in fact, I have not spoken of anything. If someone says the Buddha has anything to speak, then this person is slandering the Dharma. So the Dharma is like a tool that helps us to cross the river, to arrive on the other shore of true liberation. When you are there, or here, whatever, when you are a Buddha, you will no longer be attached to the tool anymore. It's like you have already arrived on the other shore and you will not again carry the boat with you. Does that make sense? So at the level of aha, one has no attachment to anything, but one is still attached to Dharma. One still have this attachment to Dharma. And then as a higher level goes, like bodhisattvas, higher level of bodhisattvas, and they also see just emptiness in nature. All is emptiness in nature. But to say all is emptiness is not to say it does not exist. Like Buddha nature, it exists. It is permanent, but a way of convenience. But when you realize at this level, you will no longer be attached to, oh, this is permanent. The others are not permanent. No more. There's no more attachment, no more separation. Therefore, it's also empty. It's either empty nor non-empty, either or neither nor, whatever. There's no more attachment, no more separation. We cannot fully grasp it unless we are there, let's just say. Because it's actually ineffable. Whatever we say, we're going to fall into the concept of duality most likely. And then you fall into, again, identification. You fall into, again, separation. You fall into, again, attachment. The human language is kind of limited to describe such thing. It's ineffable. The Buddha nature, things like that. You can use any word to describe Dharma, Buddha. The reason why the Buddha used so many words to describe Buddha nature, which is really indescribable. He used Tathagata, he used true nature of the mind, true nature of the heart in Chinese, Xing Xing. And then he used true nature of the self. Also in Mahayana Buddhism, we see all these different terms that make us really confused at the beginning to describe actually the same thing. Emptiness is also Buddha nature, actually. So the reason why he does that, and we often see the Buddha use many different terms to actually describe the same thing, is that he does not want us to be attached to any concepts. In the end, you will not even be attached to this either. When you are a Buddha, you will also not be attached to, oh, I'm a Buddha, I'm so enlightened. A Buddha does not think he's a Buddha. A Bodhisattva does not think he's a Bodhisattva. Yeah. Dharma is only a tool to help us to arrive at the other shore. But once you are there, you don't need it. You're not attached to it at all. You don't need to be attached to anything whatsoever. So, yeah, Bodhisattva Nagarjuna also says, all is emptiness. This is right. And if you say the Buddha nature is not emptiness, you are also not wrong. The Buddha nature is either emptiness or not emptiness, depending on whatever you're attached. If you're attached to emptiness, then I'm going to tell you, it's not emptiness, it's permanent. If you're attached to it's permanent, I'm going to tell you this is emptiness. And when you are at the level of the Buddha, there is no more identification whatsoever. Everything the Buddha talks, I'm going to tell you, everything, absolutely all the sutras, everything the Buddha talks, it's only a way of convenience. All talks are a way of convenience and to suit different people with different capacities, to help them to realize the true nature. To say all is emptiness, including the Buddha nature, is not to deny the Buddha nature, is not to deny there's such a thing as anuttaya sanya sambodhi, but even this, in the end, is not to be attached. But now we need to be attached to Amitabha Buddha. It resonates with our Buddha nature. As ordinary unenlightened being, we really need to be attached to this. And then we go to the Pure Land. And when we are really there, then you can talk about emptiness, not emptiness. So just take time. We need to wait till we go to the Pure Land. There's a famous Dharma talk that the Buddha gave where he talked about nothing. When everyone expecting him to speak about something, he talked about nothing. He just held a lotus flower and smiled. And that's it. Ineffable, cannot be said. But there are something that can be said and something cannot be said. Cannot be just comprehend with the mind of separation and attachment.